Previously.
What? Why? What happened? Oh, you've just made an enemy out of me, I think. That's... No, I'm not doing it. No. I'm fucking... So... You saw it happen. Yeah, I did what I said I wouldn't do. But let's be honest, I'm just starting out. I mean, I gotta make excuses because it's really embarrassing. God dang. So, if you didn't catch what exactly happened there, I tried to put a light on board this ship. You know, it was sitting over there. I parked it there because I decided I want to light up the area where I'm working below the ship as well, so I actually know what I'm doing. So what I went ahead and did, and we'll see if it actually happens again, why not, eh? Is I took one of these, I stuck it right about there, and I clicked. That's all I did, and the whole thing just... I died, my body went skittering that way, and the ship apparently flung out that way. And, I cheated. Yep, I cheated. I closed out the game like I said I wouldn't do. I'm sorry. I just finally got a ship, and then out of no fault of my own, it just explodes. I finally understand how Aaron feels when so much stuff seems to go wrong for him for no reason. And I'm not even on a multiplayer server. Imagine that. At least in our joint survival stuff, we do have 1,000,001 resources to rebuild stuff, but my god, man, was that stupid as shit when that just happened here. Alrighty, so we're back. We didn't lose much progress, I don't think. When I loaded up this world, I was actually falling onto the ground over there as if we had just ground down the other ship, so I suspect we got most, if not everything, from that ship done, and we didn't actually lose any work, which is nice, which is fantastic. And now we have some lights below our ship, so now in theory we can also hop back in our cockpit, disconnect our connector, turn on our inertial dampeners, fly up, and fly over here to where we're going to be working, and look at that, we actually can see what's right beneath us now, so we can actually tell our distance off the ground. That's pretty damn cool. There seems to be, I guess it's just the light hitting a drill or something, or a pipe blocking its field. So you can see like a shadow on the ground there. That's pretty cool, actually. For a second I thought it was just a glitch, but nope, that's the way it should be, I think. Pretty damn nifty. I don't know if the drill's very odd. Not drills, the other thing. Anyway, I did tear down that drill ship just so we could have the resources from it to build our own drill ship. Because, I mean, look how well this ship is done, with the exception of that one complete and utter mad fupa. It's gone pretty well. So, long as we don't have any fupas like that, we'll go ahead and build our own drill ship, and it should also do well. Kind of wish there was larger drills, though, but I think they can do. We'll just get a whole bunch of them, probably. Okay, enough of me talking while doing this. I spent, I think, the previous episode that way, if I edit the way I think I'm going to edit it. Hey, Editor Sage. How you doing? Did I edit it the way I thought I was going to edit it? I hope I didn't just upset my future self. Oh god, I'm having a moment. Yeah, so I'm just going to hopefully cut ahead now till this being done. Like I was planning to do originally. Until, you know, that explosion thing. Whatever the hell happened there. Want to buy upgrade path for grinders. Oh, wait, don't grind that down. We need to stay there so it'll still be up in the air so it doesn't fall flat. Harder to mine stuff when it's falling flat. By the way, since I appear to be talking, I could not hold this anymore. Silence! I have made it to just about the end of it. This is 2 blocks wide, but the majority of it isn't, so I figure we'll cut down a lot of this here. We'll grind it all down pretty much to its lowest level or so, and then I think, yeah, that's only 1 block wide, so we can actually grind this away. And then I just get to take out all that. Yay! I'm not going to show all that. Nope. See, hopefully now you're seeing something new. You're seeing a future moment right before future past Sage starts talking. Okay, guys and gals, we're just about done. I think this is the last tiny little bit right here. I already ground most of it down to a certain point. That way, if it ended up laying flat on the ground, it would be pretty easy to finish off, which, right there, it's flat on the ground. Luckily, there's pretty big blocks. I forget how big they are. Really do wish the blocks in this game were about half or even a third of their current size. That way you could get some more detail on just what you're building, but As they are now, it's like I feel like you have to use these tiny little ship locks, which take eons to get any detail, which is why I don't build ships with them, large ships with them. Or these big ones, which basically feel like they're just begging to be modded into hallways, which I plan to try at some point this year. And the last block, there we not go. God dang it, I can never time that right, can I? Excuse me. By the way, in the night, I did have 2 small minor incidents. I did have my FPS drop again, which I, simply going into windowed mode and then back to borderless full screen windowed mode, fix that. And then I had another issue where wolves attacked, where, well, I just panicked a bit, but everything was fine. Everything was fine. I also dropped off my inventory. Anyway, what else do we got? We got still a bunch of room in our inventory. What we're actually going to go ahead and do is fly over to the ore detector platform. Oh god. I hear wolves. I don't seize them, though. I hear a gun. They're targeting one. Great. Because I feel safe out here. Luckily, I can kind of see what we're doing. Luckily, the ship survived. No other faux like we had previously that I think, not going to talk about from now on. But yeah, ship is still surviving. Well, it survived the night. It survived the wolves. Sure, in one dimension it didn't. Okay, I guess the guns are out of ammo because they're not shooting that thing. There's a demon doggy right there. Okay, they're machines. They're not real dogs. They're machines. They're not real dogs. They're machines. They're not real dogs. Please don't blow up when you grind them. God forgive me. Ooh, it does hurt me to kill a puppy dog. I love puppy dogs and wolves. Always starts to kill one. I was actually kind of glad when they added mechanical ones to the earth biome. I was like, oh, thank God it's not real dogs. Because if it was real dogs or wolves, I might have to play with them turned off. I probably couldn't handle the idea of hurting them. Because they're machines, I just imagine they're controlled by some evil villain. Because somebody told me they actually do say a remote control or something like that on them. So, pretty cool idea that they are being controlled by somebody. Because that means, well, you might be able to find and disable it. I think we were hanging out with, I can't remember who, somebody from the devs, and they, this isn't the official, whole dev teams, this is just one guy, but he was hoping that they would eventually add, something like queens or similar to that. Maybe gigantic monsters, he was thinking. I'm not too keen on gigantic bugs or something, but I like the idea of queens and other stuff like that. Yeah, he was pretty keen on giant ones, I think. Alrighty. Here we go. Finishing this off. That should be everything. Hopefully there's nothing stored inside this cockpit. Because I know you can store stuff inside cockpits. That would be a bit unfortunate. It's like, oh yeah, and here's 100 supplies. Nope, doesn't look like it. Cool. So now we've gone ahead. We've cleaned up the large armored platform. Let's shut off our drills. We've gone ahead and reloaded once because our ship did get annihilated, which was utter bullfinkle. But we, besides that one cheatsy doodle, no cheats so far. Still at ×3 inventory and everything else on standard, regular speeds. Other plans, we gotta grind down this stairwell to ground level, pick up the metal plates I see on the ground right there. Finish refining the area over here so it doesn't look so strange. There to our right is what I'm talking about. What else? And then start working on our mining ship. I think that's our plan for this. So let's first off just go ahead and check our inventory. We got more than enough room to get rid of this light stuff here. I did do a bit of a cheatsy look. I'm going to go to spectator. Look at these stairwells. They go into the ground forever. So if we want to build an underground base, we could do it right here. So the only thing is we're probably going to need to put a trench around it so the doggies don't get to us. Go back out of spectator. That's a one sort of cheatsy feature I purposely left on. Is just the ability to go in spectator because sometimes you just want to check on something real quick. And it can come in handy. I was talking about those wolves again, the blowy uppy wolves. I was also thinking, they're kind of orange. I'm actually very surprised they're on Earth. Now, I like the idea of Earth being, the easy start planet, as in it's really easy. You don't need to worry about oxygen management, really. You don't need to worry about hydrogen too much, because there's a fair amount here. So I was surprised when they added the wolves to the Earth biome. It's like, oh, okay, so it's not the easiest start now that you have, super duper lethal creepers that just attack your structures and suicide bomb into them if they can't actually get to you. Bit odd, honestly. I really did expect them to, I did expect them on Mars, honestly, if anything else was to be added lethal. Either to the alien planet or Mars, or wolves on Earth, which honestly, like I said, I'm glad we didn't get wolves on Earth. That would have been a bit too disheartening for me, myself. Let's leave that so this doesn't just fall into the ground and try. Ah, we'll cut it. Otherwise, I gotta fly up and risk hitting that support beam, the bridge way between the two structures. And we do not want that currently. Woo, plunk. And it didn't fall through the ground like we had last recording session or so. Remember, some of these platforms fell through the ground a little bit. That was odd, to say the least. Awesome. Anyway, another reason I'm surprised the wolves aren't on Mars is just because simply, well, look at them. These wolf robots, the suicidal dog hound, Cyberhounds, they're sort of orange and black, so you'd almost expect them to be hiding out on Mars somewhere with their evil leader, sending the wolf hounds out to hurt people and themselves. But no such luck. Maybe they'll change them, or maybe they'll just do that 40 or 50 block thing I was talking about in the past, where nothing can spawn within a 40 or 50 meter area of anything you got powered, so you can actually build up walls and just have powered structures inside your fortress, and then build a trench, or turrets. Speaking of turrets, ain't it a bit odd that we don't have laser turrets in this game? I mean, I'd really expect laser turrets in this game, considering the modern... Wow, we did not get shot by that, did we? I saw it shooting past where we just flew up from. That would have been bad. I guess we're fine. I don't know how we still have bullets in these things. They must be being far more cautious with their ammo than I thought they would be. But I do find it odd that we don't have laser weapons in this. Like, we got that, I wanted to call it laser turret. Why, I mean, it's the glare! I hate the glare off these damn things. The antenna. The laser antenna. I really expected when I first saw that model, I think somebody snuck it out or something. Or maybe I just saw it in the update video. I was like, oh my god, we finally got a laser like we have in the modern world with those, you know, lasers that can shoot down small drones and stuff. It only makes sense that in the future we'd actually have proper laser weapons. Maybe they'd be super accurate, but they wouldn't do a big punch amount of damage like a bullet does or a missile, but they'd work over time. So you'd line it up and the turret would automatically track for 2 seconds, and then whatever you're aiming would be cooked. Bit odd. Very, very odd that we don't have that. I guess maybe they just feel it doesn't fit into Space Engineer's aesthetic. I still think it's unfortunate, though. I like pew-pew lasers. As long as they're balanced and require, you know, this, that, and the other thing to get them running, and a proper power supply, and have recharge times, and preferably overheating, and by God, I want reactors to blow up when you damage one seriously enough. You know, speaking of reactors blowing up and stuff, that's actually something we did talk about briefly in Joint Survivals, the idea of reactors, and Scott particularly wanted hydrogen tanks to explode if they're heavily damaged. I quite like the idea of having, you know, these fusion reactors. If something goes wrong, they can have a big blast of, you know, damage that comes out of them. They're technically nuclear reactors, not fusion reactors, aren't they? Yeah. But, I love the idea of, you know, if it starts to go critical, you have to pull the uranium out, and maybe you get spent uranium cells. I like the idea of almost a mini-game that comes into play if your reactors are damaged. So if you have to get rid of this somehow, you know, take it out of your inventory, or take it out of the reactor's inventory and transfer it elsewhere, but you have to repair the reactor first to get the damaged uranium cells out or something, or the melting uranium cells. I guess we are in the future, and all that would be a completely different addition to the way the game plays right now, and honestly, I don't expect it whatsoever. But if they were to rework the way, you know, reactors work, and it would be pretty cool to have that. It would be pretty damn cool to have, like, a whole little mini-game for damaged reactors. God dang it, this thing is gonna cause me trouble, ain't it? I just know it. Oh! Come on, come on, come on. Whew. These grinders, man, when blocks get small, as it's 1 or 2 blocks, they just, like, stuff starts dancing. Look at that. God, I thought that was going to take out our bloody cockpit. Just like when we ground down that ship, stuff just went flying. You'd think the grinders would just cut away this block real quick and we'd be done. But nope, it's going to keep hopping about all over the place. We have to fly through our own bloody facility. There we go, got it. You know what we're also going to do while we're out here? We're going to switch on our welders. I just remember we're sitting right between them, so it should be super easy to align. And we're going to weld this up, since now we should have a bajillion and 1 steel plates on us. I bumped into the ground, it was scary. There we go. I hear guns. Okay, they stopped firing already. Does that mean demon dogs are defeated or out of line of sight? I don't see any. Shut off this light so we get to hear that nasty glare. Look at that. I hate the glares and stuff like that. Well, at least we got the base armored up here, so hopefully if like a demon dog decides it wants to go poke at it or something, hopefully it won't just instantly all be annihilated. It's light armor, so but whatever. Can I do a control G? Did we pipe this thing up properly to be able to place blocks? I can't remember. Let's see, can we? Can we place blocks in this ship? I know we had a block placer ship ages ago. We can! Good! We still can't see where we're placing, but it looks like it's actually working better than it did before. I'm just doing this so that we have a few blocks here of stuff. That way if something does blow up, these will all still be attached. And we'll do a control G again to switch back to the builder mode. And I didn't want to turn on the grinder. I want to turn on the welder, and we'll weld this up. There we go. This makes me feel safer, just knowing that we have a base here, so that if this facility does get attacked by a demon dog and go kaboom, hopefully it won't take out all 4 of the supporting blocks. Because now this is a 4x3 structure, basically. Which then narrows to a 1 structure up there, but alas, I think it should be better than what it was. If you don't know, this is our escape ship that we're going to be working on in the future. Once we get some mining ships and other stuff done here, and then disassemble probably most of this place and load it up into cargo and try to escape. Mind you, it's going to be sort of an all or nothing. If we fail to escape, we're going to be in serious trouble. Now let's do a quick sweep while we're up here in the air too, and try to find any of those little parts that got shot out of that grinder pit earlier. Oh, I forgot I put an ore detector on the ship, didn't I? Yeah, I did, so we could actually hop out and manually collect stuff too if we found anything we really needed. Awesome. I forgot that I put that on the ship. I'm not seeing anything really flowing out here. I'm tempted to go over by that facility, the war handling facility, and try to sneak in again, but I think the only thing that will happen from that is me getting killed and losing a ship, so we're not doing that. Let's just go ahead. We'll take out this easy start thing here, and we're going to go ahead and replace it with an antennae. Just checking our cargo space. That way we'll actually have a proper communications relay set up here. Yes, I did panic there as I was flying towards that slightly faster than I expected. Whew. This ship is so far handling well. Out of all the ships we've built or retrofit so far, it's the most successful in the fact that it hasn't gone kaboom yet. Let's also remove this one right here. These 2 pieces, please. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, cool. Turn off those. Let's go to our control G again. Let's do a shift 2. Let's put up our tools the way we like them. Awesome. Hey, look, we can actually see it here. I really don't understand why sometimes you can see these and sometimes you can't. It really does get on my nerves quite a bit. Flip these over, around, place you there. Cool. And then for the last part, I guess that'll do. I mean, I guess what I could have done is like this. Is simply just had like 2 of these. Someone comes out. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I'm going to change that around real quick. Like, real simple. Let's see how our welder death ship does with precision welding. Not welding, grinding. So get rid of you and get rid of you. Oh, it worked! Awesome. Back to control G. And just placing the blocks we wanted. Again, I'm just doing this so we'll have a spot to put in an antenna. An antenna that we ground down, remember, from that one ore scanning station that was just off to the edge, just out there a minute ago. The default one they give you at the beginning. That's what I'm trying to say. Cool. And now weld all this up. Oh my god, it's working. Our welder destroyer builder ship is working. Sweet. It's a bit odd. Kind of hideous. But it'll do for now. It is pretty ugly, isn't it? My god, I hate it. We'll fix it later. We just want to get this done right now. And do a number 2. We'll go antennae, please. Bitte, danke. And then we'll go ahead and place that in there like so. Is there a demon dog under us? Don't scare me like that, turret. Do not scare me like that. I placed that object. It should be owned by me. Dare come shooting at this thing. Cool. And then we'll have our antenna built up. We should have everything we need for that since we ground down the other one. And awesome, we did. Isn't that awesome? Because now we can do our Shift K and easy start station. Yay! We'll go to info. I can't rename it because it's owned by, you know, first colonist dead. If something's classified as dead, if it's in the same faction as you, it would be real nice if you could just change the faction. So we can't change the name of the easy start station, unfortunately, but at least now we can access it from anywhere. So if we need to reset our productions or anything, which you can see we got 200 of those before we ran out of whatever we needed. What did we run out of? Nickel. Cool. So you can actually go ahead and check this from afar now. That is a massive step forward. Let's go ahead and... there's another antenna here. Am I just the blindest man on all of the Earth? God damn, Sage. You really are Batman. You know that? That's an assembler. What? Antenna A and T. There's 2 antennas now. This one's shut off. It's hidden over here. Ha! Look at that. Why were you shut off in the first place? Why were we not... Okay, whatever. That's cool. That's cool with me. We can have 2 antennas. We can have 2 antennas. You know what I'm going to do, though? You know what I'm going to do? That's the wrong thing. I need to go ahead and select stationing in. I'm going to go ahead and take you son of a bitch. Set your range up to full. I'm going to take you piece of phlegm, shut you off, and I'm grinding you down. I'm grinding you down because I'm going to use the one that's higher up, because it's theoretically safer from explosive doggy machines. There we go. Ha. Hardy, 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 har. Also, why is that one damn assembler showing? Yes, station, assembler. You... Show on HUD, off. There we go. I must have turned that on eons ago and trying to find it or something. I just completely forgot about it. Oh my god, that scares the crap out of me. How do you still have ammo? Ah, that's another thing I can now check from here. I do that, I go to inventory. That took me back to the inventory of my structure. Never mind, I can't do that. Let's also grind this down, because I don't think we need this, and you're not actually a laser turret, you're just a radio turret thing. So we'll take you out. Which, by the way, I hate the fact that these things have limited range. It would be real nice if they were, like, super long range, so you could go from here all the way up to the moon and back without relays or anything. Even between planets, honestly. That would be real nice. Yeah, there we go. If that's ground down, this is ground down. We could spend some time grinding down other stations, but if I'm doing that, I'm not going to do that on video. Cool. So, a lot more maintenance, though, but we've gathered 1,000,000,001 supplies. Pretty damn happy with that. And... No, not one little dinky piece from hell again. Where are you? There you are. Oh, God, don't crash. Gently now. Gently now. Why are you so lively? You are not supposed to be so lively. You are just a block of metal. Yes! Success. Cool. Awesome. That is a great success. So yeah, still a lot of stuff to do here. The base is just hideous. I'm probably going to be reshifting a lot of stuff and then eventually taking it all and putting it into the our escape craft. In fact, I might want to think about doing that when I take out some more stuff. For now, I think we're good. We got our passageway to get up over here. We got our pillar that we're actually going to grind down, probably off screen. What else do we got? Stairway up. We're probably going to grind down this whole extension arm sector over here, like all of this. Like, we'll grind it all the way down until it's just like this. It'll end at the grinder pit, and we might even take out the grinder pit. I don't know, it depends on if we can capture things. If we can, like, maybe disable enemy craft, or... No, I can't imagine that happening. We already disabled the facility over there. We'll probably go for that facility sooner rather than later. First objective at this point, though, is just simply to build a... What's the thing called? Mining craft. Which I'm probably going to do actually next time around. Oh god, let's not hit anything. Because I've been recording for like another hour here or something, and you know what happens this Thursday, which might be when this video comes out? Merrick is supposed to give us an update on, I spaced out completely there. I did it again. Ah, the road path for space engineers, that was it. So he can, you know, tell us where the game's going, which will hopefully quell some of the venom the community has been having. Which, I can kind of understand some of their stuff, especially considering I put a light down and my whole ship exploded at once, which I'm on a single player world, or I think it's set to private, technically, so it's a multiplayer server running, but why does that happen? That does not make sense. Yeah, anyways, that's that for today. Sorry it was another grindy episode, literally, but we got a lot of good stuff done. Our base is now pretty much dog-proof. There's next to nothing that can be damaged from them if they try. I say dog-proof. Cyberhound-proof. Yeah, pretty much next to nothing that can be damaged from them now. One little stairwell and some support beams we don't really care about, so we're pretty damn safe. Guys, once again, thank you a bunch for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't worry, I'm not going to crash. Ta-ta. After Sage parked his ship and stopped recording, it blew up again. No, it didn't. That didn't happen. Everything is all right.